We finally have some Resident Evil 9 information, and this information is absolutely massive. This is what everybody has been waiting for. Now, I'm going to say this ahead of time. If you do not want to be spoiled about RE9, then just click off the video. Perfectly understandable. But this is not just any type of rumor slash leak. This is information coming from a playtester. And if y'all remember from Resident Evil Village, man, Resident Evil Village had a playtester, and I believe it was Biodeclassified. He came out and he put out the information about Village. And if I'm wrong, it could have been somebody else, but just let me know if I'm wrong. The information came out about Village, and it was, you know, the witches, the werewolves, all that stuff. And, you know, back then we were like, this isn't Resident Evil, this shit is fake. Obviously, we were wrong. So, this is, in my opinion, already real for the most part. Okay, things can change during development process, but for the most part, if this is a play tester, this information is legit. So, again, don't want to be spoiled. Go ahead and click off the video. Now, before I get into the information, if you love Silent Hill, Resident Evil content, or just gaming content as a whole, topic discussions, reactions, rants, all that good stuff, make sure you hit that like and subscribe button. Help your boy out, get into that algorithm. I appreciate all y'all. I appreciate the support from my audience. Love y'all, man. But let's get into the damn information. I'm excited. Resident Evil 9 will take place 4 years after Resident Evil Village. And I think most of us expected something like this. Yes, it's without the Winter family, but the Mega Myces situation, it just wasn't solved. Like, they didn't eradicate it or anything. So I expected something like this. So it's cool that we're still going to be in the world of Village pretty much. So this is the big, massive reveal. And OG fans like myself, I know y'all are excited for this. Jill Valentine and Leon S. Kennedy are making a return. Jill Valentine and Leon Kennedy are making a return as the main characters. This is what we've been asking for. Mainly Jill. I know some people have been asking about Leon. Me, it's been about Jill. Jill hasn't had her own mainline Resident Evil game since RE3. So it was needed. I loved her in 5. She was great in 5. My top 2 favorite character in the whole series. So I'm excited as hell. And having Leon back, I wonder if Leon is still going to be that cool head or whatever. How is his character going to be at this point in time of his life? I cannot wait for this. But that is not the only surprise that we are getting in this game. Chris Redfield is making a return. That's not really a surprise. He's been in the past 2 Resident Evil games. But Barry Burden will make a return as a supporting character alongside with Chris. Barry Burden, haven't seen him in quite some time unless you played the Revelation games. I would say Barry Burton's a fan favorite character. Very notorious for the Jill sandwich situation, so I would love if they go back and revisit that line. That would be hilarious. But Barry Burton being at RE9 is pretty fire in my opinion. Now, I would love to see Rebecca Chambers make a return. I think that would have been fire if they would have had her and Barry make a return. But I get it. Chris has been involved with the Mega Myces situation for the past 2 RE games, so it makes sense for Chris to return. Hopefully Chris and Barry have their own playable sections, or they might get DLC or something like that. That would be fire. I know I'm jumping the gun, but it's exciting, man. Jill, Leon, Chris, and Barry making a return to a RE game is fire. Jill will be dressed more tactically similar to her RE5 Lost in Nightmares look. Now, I don't know if y'all remember how she looked in that DLC, but it was a very tactical look, had a cap on. She's looking good. She's looking righteous, you know what I'm saying? She's looking real good. She was getting her ass whooped the whole fucking time. Leon will be dressed similar in his look in Resident Evil Damnation. I don't think I've seen that, actually. I don't think I've seen that. So y'all let me know, have y'all seen that movie? I haven't been really in tune with a lot of the Resident Evil movies as of late. Jill Valentine looks the same as she did in Resident Evil Death Island. However, Leon looks much older. I think Leon's much older than Jill, if I'm not mistaken. If I'm wrong, I'm wrong. But I think Leon's older than Jill, low-key. This is definitely a veteran Leon we're dealing with. And I seen pictures of Jill in Death Island. I never watched Death Island though, so let me know if that's good or if it's worth a watch. So the main plot of RE9, Jill from BSAA and Leon from DSO, who investigate an island where the company who created Evelyn resides. Okay, so that sounds really fire. They're creating mass clones of Evelyn's with the Mega Myces. Oh yeah. I'm already liking this. Chris and Barry will support Jill and Leon via radio calls. One mentions Rosemary Winters. Okay, so this is actually huge. So Chris and Barry might not even be present on this island. They're just going to be over the radio, much like probably like Hannigan did with Leon and Resident Evil 4. That kind of sucks because I would love to see Chris and Barry get down into action alongside them. But them just being involved in general is cool in my opinion. But Rosemary Winters, it might be involved in the game as well. And I'm glad because the DLC for Village, it just felt rushed. It felt like a rush ending to the Winter Family saga. Now, I know some people are real split down the middle when it comes to the Winter Family. You know, some people didn't like the fact that Resident Evil changed it to the first person to support these new characters. But let's keep it real. We all thought we were getting more Winter Family games from the original ending of Village before the DLC came out. But then the DLC came out, it felt kind of rushed, and then it was like, yeah, the Winter Family saga is over with. And it's just like, okay, what the fuck? I was expecting to get like maybe a spin-off game with Rose because, you know, Ethan is dead. If you didn't know that, I don't know what the hell to tell you. The game's been out forever. But it's nice to see that Rose will be involved in the game potentially because her character definitely deserves more screen time other than a fucking, what, hour and change DLC. So right move by Capcom. I like it a lot. They will use Rosemary's blood to create a vaccine for the residents of the island. Jill and Leon will be infected with the Megamycete. Okay, that's interesting. I know Leon got to be tired of getting infected by shit because in RE4 he was infected. Like, I know it has to get tiring at this point. Blue Umbrella will make a return as well. The island location consists of an abandoned hospitals. Silent Hill vibes, baby. That's what I'm talking about. Caves, abandoned houses, dark forests, abandoned factory, laboratory, and a temple. We might be getting horror Resident Evil back. We might be getting horror Resident Evil back. This is massive. These locations are not action oriented. Capcom is definitely bringing horror back to Resident Evil. This was one of my predictions. This is something I've been begging for. And after playing Silent Hill 2, I have been fiending for it even more. We need the scares. We need legit scares back. So I'm already excited. The abandoned hospital has me hyped, man. I cannot wait to see how this looks. So it looks like horror will be back as well with these locations. Main enemies will be evolved zombies. So we're making a return to zombies. If you've been on this channel long enough, you guys know how I feel about zombies. I feel like zombies are just like old and tight. Like that whole concept should be retired. It just, nothing comes good with zombies anymore, and it's very repetitive. But if anybody could bring a better zombie game back to life, it would be Capcom. All zombies, maybe these are zombies that sprint, they jump gates. Clearly they're not going to be your typical, you know, slow, dumb zombies or whatever. So I'm expecting like some World War Z type shit, low-key. These zombies being ruthless as hell. Nados in Resident Evil 4, so they're going to be zombies that can actually swing weapons and stuff at you. How do I feel about that? It doesn't seem very horror-ish, in my opinion. But I could be wrong. I absolutely could be wrong. Because maybe they try to eat you as well and swing shit at you. I'm just hoping this isn't like a Resident Evil 5 thing where these enemies are just picking up any and everything and they're not really scary. They're just, you know, action enemies. So I hope that's not the case. They worship the moon and have moon tattoos on their arms. What is that? Why does I feel like there was a leak some time ago about that being a particular thing, like them worshiping the moon or something like that. They can be heard singing to the moon while looking out to the sea. That sounds fucking scary, I'm not gonna lie. Leon will be stalked by a constant enemy while Jill will be attacked by the Goat Man. Oh man, but there was a rumor that came out about a Goat Man and some other creatures that were going to be in Resident Evil 9, and it was a very, very early leak. Like, I'm talking, Village was out for like a couple months and somebody had already leaked information about 9. But there was a Goat Man that was said to be in RE9 and some other creature that I completely forgot. But there are going to be like but supposedly there were going to be like some mythical type creatures, you know, because Village is a game with nothing but mythical creatures, you know what I'm saying? So we're still in that setting, that world. A Goat Man and some other creature being present, it makes a lot of sense. And this is giving a lot of Resident Evil 2 vibes with both main characters having different enemies to deal with during their storyline. So Leon will be stalked by a constant enemy. which I would assume is some type of mythical creature. And Jill will have to deal with the Goat Man. So again, this seems like this will be a situation where, you know, it's separate campaigns. You'll have the Leon campaign where he deals with whoever the fuck he's dealing with, and then you'll have the Jill campaign dealing with the Goat Man, not whoever. But yeah, that's exciting. That's definitely exciting. That means replayability will be heavy as well. Or again, their stories might intertwine, but I don't think Capcom would take that route. I think we're gonna get separate campaigns. The antagonist is called Mr. Simon. That is definitely a villain name. Playtests were held in April and September, so not too long ago. April playtest was a Jill section in the abandoned hospital, while the September playtest included Leon in the forest. Now, I wonder about this forest because there was a leak not too long ago about, and I covered this on the channel as well. There was a leak that the game that RE9 was supposed to take place in a Silent Hill as town, and there was a dark forest that you would be traveling through, and the enemies were like shapeshifters, so you'll meet like NPCs, but you would have to like look at their body language to determine if they're like shapeshifters like that. Like, it was real creepy. That's what like gave me the thought that okay, maybe they're really taking this game down the horror route like back in the day. Who knows if that was like a scrap concept and maybe they're just keeping the dark forest in. Hopefully there's shape-shifting enemies. I know y'all read the rumors as well, or if you've been on this channel long enough and saw the video, you know what I'm talking about. But the possibilities is endless, man, with these locations. So I'm excited. Resident Evil 9 will close the Resident Evil 7 and Village story with the Megamycete. I'm pretty sure we all expect it. The Megamycete never had a true ending in Village, so it makes sense to wrap it up with the third game would end in Resident Evil 9. So that is all. That's actually all the information. That is a lot of information that we've gotten. And again, this is from a play test. This is not just rumors and speculation. Somebody actually played these sections. And again, I believe this because the playtest that happened with Village, they came out and gave us every scoop, the Village, the vampires, all that stuff, and it was all legit. So I 1000% believe all this information. Now, again, things are subject to change because if it's releasing when I think it's releasing, which is in 2026, they can definitely rewrite a lot of stuff or change it and cut a lot of stuff. One big thing that I noticed in here is Ada Wong is not in the game. And that's kind of disappointing to me because Ada Wong was supposed to be in Village. And Ada Wong is a fan favorite character. I know she's not a character that a lot of people want to see get a main role, but she's a fan favorite character nonetheless, and I feel like she should be involved, especially when you have Leon in the game, because Leon and Ada is like peanut butter and jelly. Like, come on now. I find that kind of disappointing. Who knows, she might pop up on some surprise stuff. Again, these were just levels, separate levels that were shown at the playtest, so she could very much well be in the game. Point that I'm getting from all this information: Resident Evil 9 is most likely returning to horror. And that's what we have been begging for so long. Let's get a legit straight up horror game. Yes, Resident Evil 7 is a legit horror game. Although it wasn't scary to me except when Jack jumps through the fucking wall randomly, because it's not scripted. It can happen at any given time. I got scared in Resident Evil 7. I want to be legit scared. And again, me playing Silent Hill 2 and feeling that fear playing that game, I miss it. I miss what horror used to be. Resident Evil 1, great horror game. That shit was terrifying when I first played it. Feel scared. I legit want to feel scared again, man. So I'm glad Capcom seems to have, taken not the criticism, but what the fans wanted. We got teased in Village with the doll maker section, because that section was pretty terrifying, I'm not gonna lie. But that's all we got. That was like the only horror segment in Village. Everything else was really RE4. So I'm excited about the possibilities of... So I'm excited about the horror possibility in RE9. Again, abandoned hospital, caves, abandoned house, a dark forest, abandoned factory, a laboratory, and a temple. Now, I hope Capcom doesn't do the typical Capcom stick. And you guys know where I'm going with this. When you get to a certain point of these recent Resident Evil games, there is an over-the-top action section in like the last 3 or 4 RE games. And I mean, you're shooting like all these big ass rockets or AKs, and hell in Village, Heisenberg turned into fucking Optimus Prime. Like it was ridiculous. Hopefully, Capcom is leaving that out. Do not need these random action set pieces in Resident Evil anymore. It's okay. Let's just calm down with the action. But Jill and Leon being the stars of this game, I love it. This is what I predicted. Except Leon, I don't think I predicted Leon in my prediction video. It was Jill, Rebecca, or Ada. So at least Jill is the main character in this one. That's what we all have been asking for. We miss Jill a lot. And Leon is cool as hell, so everybody loves Leon. And this is going to be a much older Leon, so I can't wait to see how this goes down. I can't wait to see how this game's look. I think this will be a Resident Evil game that actually leaves a mark on the fans, unlike Resident Evil Village. And as much as I like Village, and it's funny because I've been planning to work on this video about Village for about 4 months now, but Village, like, it just came and went. It didn't leave a mark on the fan base like it should have. Like, RE7 left a mark on the fan base. Village just kind of came and went. It was kind of crazy to see how hyped the game was, but then after release, it's just like, oh, well. So I feel like Capcom is going to... So I feel like Capcom has been working their asses off online. That's why they really haven't been showing anything. They have been going hard on this game. They want this game to be in the 90 pluses. Of course, we all know the director of this game. He did 7, which took a completely different approach, but it was a horror game. So I'm 1000% expecting this to be a horror Resident Evil, despite having Leon, because anytime Leon is involved in a Resident Evil game, it is the furthest thing from a fucking horror game. But yeah, this is exciting, y'all. Y'all let me know how y'all feel. What are y'all looking forward to the most out of this information? Drop some other predictions down in the comments, man. Let me know if y'all think Ada's gonna show up or some other character is gonna show up. Maybe some gameplay mechanics. What do y'all think is going to be in RE9? This is an exciting time, man. We are going to get an absolute classic Resident Evil game. I really believe Capcom is going to deliver with this game. I truly do. I have to say, I'm excited as hell, man, to see what Capcom is cooking up. Jill being back is enough excitement for me. Yeah, that's all I got to say, guys. I'm going to catch you guys on the next one. Peace.